There we go. Is it running again? Yay, I'm back. Ooh! So, interesting discovery was made. The new capture card crashes the system if I want to turn it off. Like, if I want to reset it, it'll crash the system. So, it's basically, if I start streaming with this thing, I can't turn off Open Broadcaster because it'll crash the moment I try to turn it off. See, I thought my system was unstable all day because I was messing with the capture card earlier today and it was crashing all over the place and it kept giving me memory management and I'm like, so is that memory overclock that I haven't stability checked for basically as long as I've had it, is it not stable? And apparently it's not my memory overclock, it's just the capture card being, well, being what it is. It's still better than the LGP though, so... Because at least when it doesn't crash the streamer machine, it works. Item type, there we go. So what you've missed so far is I've managed to get Windows to recognize Crossfire. So go into settings and where's Crossfire? I have no idea what I'm doing in Crimson. Ah, there we go. Frame pacing, we turned that off because frame pacing is for making your games play smoother, not for getting you higher benchmark scores. Tessellation off again. And yeah, so all that. I'll just check that the GTR has one of my... Uh-oh. GTR seems to be on the stock BIOS. Oh, well, it's not the biggest disaster ever. It'll still run 1500. So, let's quickly get those benchmarks in. And where's my mouse? There we go. So, let's see. Should be some way to switch between GPUs. Settings, there we go. Disable ultra low power state, synchronize Crossfire cards. Don't do that for me. There. Wait a minute. Just want to check something with... So, which card's that? So that's the XFX. That's the ASUS. So the... Right. Yeah, disable ultra low power state. Wait, did it just kick in? No, it didn't. It's still at 0. Good. Okay, so I need to now restart the system to make ultra low power state. Like, ultra low power state is AMD's, like, if you have Crossfire, if one of the GPUs, if you're not doing anything, your secondary card will turn off completely. It's basically not running, which is nice for power efficiency, but it makes, like, basically if you try to overclock with ultra low power state enabled, it causes some weird issues. So you have to disable it before you do any overclocking. Da-da-da. Let's see, what benchmark? So I'll do Unigine Heaven in 2-way. Shut up! Oh, that's the... Well, at least the STRIX is back up. There we go. Okay. So I'll keep that thing at 80. It doesn't really get much better past 80% anyway. And the GTR is going to run at 100. $4K. Yay. So, there we go. Cards are now both running. Yep. So that's all working. So actually, initially I'll have them in synchronize. And first things first. Oh wait, I need to... Yeah, okay, we're not running them synchronized. The GTR needs the power limit maxed out, whereas the STRIX is already as unpower limited as it needs to be. So that STRIX, I'll just run 1450 on both of them at first. I mean the GTR, or whatever. I'm starting to get lost here. Sorry. The whole capture card exploding thing kind of put me out of my pace. 1450 on that. 1310 on that. Okay. Now let's get this one to... I'll just do a... Well, actually, the GPU Z render test. Yep. I think the GTR just went over 1.3 volts. Let's see. And that is why you check that the cards fire up. Like, that's what I wanted to check. So GTR, yeah, because the GTR does, my GTR does have a higher stock voltage, so that'll be running on plus 150, and the STRIX will be running on plus 176, and everything should work this time around. .3 volts on the RX 480, yeah, it's safe for benchmarking. Just wouldn't use it daily. Shut up! Okay, so first things first. I can feel the airflow over where I'm sitting. Like, there's literally a breeze going through here at this point, so... Go, apply that. Check that the driver is... I'm gonna have to... Okay, wait. First, I'll figure out what voltage the GTR is actually doing, because I'm getting annoyed with all these crashes. I'm not just gonna hope that it's doing what I think it's doing, because it doesn't seem to be. Where did the... Oh, right, because the computer crashed. I have no music any longer. That makes sense, doesn't it? Play, please? There we go. Wait, what Windows install did it just load up? Is this the top one? Oh no, it's the good one. Abort, check later. Okay, this time I'll do it the right way instead of the rushed way. Die! Please die! No. Top 1% of systems in the world in terms of performance can't get it to... Okay. That and that, just no. Apply. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Sensors. I need this card. And... run. Nope. Okay, there we go. See, now it's not blowing up because it's stock settings. If it was blowing up now, then I'd be in I'd be in serious trouble. Oh. Oh, right! I'm an idiot! I know what's going on! This BIOS has a... Right. Right. That's what's going on. Oh, yeah. So I was playing around with modding voltages on the RX 480s, and that's... Yeah, okay. That's the... Okay, plus... I'm a dumbass. I think what happened there was I set plus 75, STRIX rounded up, gave it more voltage than I asked for, and it crashed because it exceeded 1.3 volts. So this is great. Wait, so which actual BIOS on that card is not crap? I don't want to run on a crap BIOS. Oh, right. Start Windows. Damn it. Man, my inbox is going to blow up at this rate. There we go. Abort. Thank you very much. Right, so... I don't like that BIOS, though. That BIOS is crap. I'm going to put a proper BIOS on the card, because I'm not running that. That BIOS is just complete garbage. So, this BIOS... No, this is the wrong card. This BIOS is garbage. Let's see what the other one is. So the cool thing is, GPU-Z, so while the BIOS on your card is read up when it posts, well, when it boots up, and the settings from the BIOS get loaded up when it boots up, if you go in the operating system and switch the BIOS switch then GPU-Z will actually pick up the differences in the BIOSes. And this BIOS is what? Great. You know what? I'm putting it back on. That's the backup one, so I don't want to flash over it. Because it looks like I didn't change that one. And this is why I usually put like custom names on the BIOSes so that when I go into GPU-Z it says like BuildZoid's really crappy BIOS. But I guess I got lazy and didn't do it. So there's one GTR BIOS here which should be really good. BZ BIOS flat. What the hell is BZ BIOS flat? Elmore Air BIOS. Mixer for GTR. 500 watt GTR BIOS. Holy crap. I was not messing around with that one. 17 GT 225. Vanilla. 8-pin, 300 watt. One of these BIOSes is actually good. Which one? 70 and 19. 17. I'm gonna guess this is the last good BIOS I worked with. What does it say? Revision 02? I think that's the good one. Yeah, okay, I'll use that one. Yeah, I should keep track of the BIOSes by having one named use this one in case of stream emergency. Stream emergency BIOS, guaranteed to work and clock well. Okay, let's see what this actually... I'll check that it actually took to it. What the hell? That worked on the Furies. You could check if it flashed by... Oh, well, let's just restart. The card will either post or it won't post. I have a BIOS switch. It's not going to be that hard to deal with. Somebody asked if I mine crypto coins. Nope. Not at all right now. I did mine a little bit, but nothing worth, like, talking about. So, yeah. 71.6% ASIC quality. That's pretty average, I think, like on AMD cards. Getting around 70%, it seems to be pretty common. And then you have things like my 86% RX 480 STRIX, which sucks completely. Well, obviously it's not recognizing the card. Want to see if the hell? What BIOS is it on? This should be, the BIOS version should be overwritten. What the hell? Ah. That BIOS should have a custom name on it. What the hell? Oh, I'm gonna go find the screenshots from my RX 480 GTR stream, because those do show the BIOS name at least, so I can use at least that BIOS because that one worked. This is why I don't break world records. Probably forget like my OC profile or something. Let's see, video card. Where's Firestrike? That version of Windows, thank you very much. Yeah, okay, that should be that shouldn't be too. BZ plus Elmore 255WA. Okay, yeah, that's not going to be a difficult one to find at all. Is the capture card? Oh no. Oh. Okay, wait. I have an idea. There we go. Okay, so unplugging it fixes it. Cool. That's good to know. Progress for future live streams right there. There we go. So now it's a case of finding the one good BIOS in the pile of garbage. I sort of suspect it's going to be Elmore BZ flat. Nope. Wrong one. Wrong. No, that's stock. Yeah, that's the stock Elmore. This one! Boom, found it. Yes! At least this part of my system worked. No, please do not save any changes on that BIOS. I want it as is. Nope, I wanted to rename, damn it. BIOS. So ASIC quality on AMD cards is, it's supposed to be, like, from what I heard, it's, apparently it means leakage, it's a leakage ID, and it basically indicates how much power the card leaks. So, and higher, on AMD, higher ASIC means you have a card that pulls more power and runs at lower voltage because of E-droop. Not because it failed to read ROM. Are you kidding me? What the hell? Flash, damn it. How do I know which GPU to flash? This minus P right here, 0, that tells it to flash the very first GPU. Minus F is just to force the flash. It's failing to read the ROM. What the hell? Save. It really shouldn't be the checksum, though. I've never run into that being a problem. I'm not seeing anything that could conflict with it. Okay, that's still not working. Should have a stock BIOS in my back BIOS collection, so let's see. This should be a bone stock BIOS right here. So the way the timings on the AMD BIOS works is like, basically for the timing strap for any given bracket works, and if you go past, like, there's no higher bracket available, it'll just use the last timings you put. So if you go and copy paste your 1750 timings into the 2000 strap, then it'll run the 1750 timings for all clocks. Still not working. Above 2000. I'm gonna try something. The card does have a BIOS switch, so I'm not too concerned, unless I accidentally flash the STRIX, in which case I'm gonna be screwed soon. Nope, monitor output still works. Well, I'll try flash one more time. If it still doesn't flash, then what I'm doing is I'm gonna shut the system down, disable the STRIX, boot up, and try flash then. But that really shouldn't be necessary. No, I want to flash the... Also, the thing about the checksums is you don't have to actually fix... Like, the AMD BIOS doesn't actually care about checksums at all, as far as I can tell at least. Because I've never had to actually patch them. Like, all of the BIOS editing utilities patch the checksum, but if you put a unpatched checksum, if you have a BIOS without the checksum patched, and you flash it to the card, it works just fine. It's still failing to read the ROM. But I think it's just failing to read, like, the file in the OS, not on the, like, not the BIOS chip on the card. What the hell? Huh, okay. Well, we'll try the shutdown, cut the STRIX, and... The cool thing about this board is that I can just disable GPUs with a dip switch, and then I'll pull the 8-pin on it, otherwise the fans will spin up. Kind of think I might not have actually managed to disable the card. Because I thought that would be slot 3. But it looks like it might not be slot 3. Damn it. Let's see. GPU Z. Don't care. Faster, damn it. Oh no, there's just one card now. So that's good. Or is it that one? Flash. Oh, now it's flashing properly. What the hell? That really shouldn't be necessary. I managed to flash all 3 of my Furies without ever having to disable a single one. Oh well. Even if it only works because of a crappy workaround, it still works. So that counts. Yeah, now it's on the right BIOS. Goody! Wait a minute. I don't want to restart. I want to shut down. Damn it. Somebody asked if I run folding at home. No, I don't. Also, somebody asked about checksums on well, actually, it's not checksum. It's BIOS signatures. So AMD, like, BIOSes have checksums, but the AMD BIOSes also need to be signed. Well, NVIDIA BIOSes also do, but you basically need the BIOS signed by the AMD server. And if it's not signed, the driver won't let you use that BIOS. But the thing is, there is a way to get around that, even on the new Relive drivers. It's just I haven't bothered with it because the performance difference from, like, for the benchmarks I'm running, the performance difference between, what am I running? Oh, cable. There we go, working again. The performance difference between, like, Relive and the driver I'm running right now isn't that big a deal. And also it won't load it up right now because I need to restart the computer. Yeah, it's the pixel patcher tool. It's not a case of it doesn't work, it's just like I haven't tried it yet. Can't be bothered. I generally don't update my drivers very much. It's like, the only time I'll update drivers is if my scores are lower than somebody else's or if something is broken. It's pretty much the only time I update drivers. So my personal rig is probably on like 16.7 still. Crashy crash? No. Man, I thought this capture card was supposed to be better. I'm giving it a lot of flack for no real reason. Ugh. Okay, now everything should work. Also, I think with this BIOS, I need to use GPU tweak to pull up the voltages first. Because it is the Elmore BIOS with my BIOS with some mods on top of it. Okay. Now GPU tweak. Okay, it'll launch. OC. No, I don't want your stupid modes. Professional mode. There we go. Info? No, I don't want info. Damn it. Yes, GPU tweak, you suck. We all know that you suck. Unfortunately, you're the only application that gives me voltage control for the GTR now that it has that BIOS on it. So, could you please cooperate? Professional mode. And now the question is, will it try OC all? Who thought? Why would you even put a second set of icons if you can't actually use them? This thing's almost as bad as Wattman. Nope. Sync. Okay, that. Why is that a menu? Who designed this thing? The problem here is that you need to max this one like that. At least in theory. Could you please work? Oh, you retarded piece of garbage. Also, this. What the? I am, like, ASUS. Seriously. Never make a GPU overclocking utility again. Please never make another GPU overclocking utility. Oh my god. Crossfire and OC utilities. It just can't get worse. Nope, I don't want... Oh, no, we're getting the right voltage at 1.32. GPU tweaks just completely retarded, but I'm okay with that. Finally out of that stupid pile of software. Onto the actual overclocking now. It's just like the moment you know, for everybody who thinks like, oh, those crazy overclocked four-way setups on LN2 are easy. It's like getting Crossfire to work with custom anything is already a catastrophe. The only thing I wouldn't want to do is add LN2 to that equation. So then, fixed fan speeds on everything. Max that card. Oh, and now disable ULPS is... Ah! Crossfire, why? Why can't you just be normal? Everything about Crossfire sucks. Except for the look of multiple GPUs. Having multiple GPUs looks really cool. That's worth having Crossfire for. So now I have to deal with GPU tweak again. Somebody kill me. Oh my god. If this crashes, I give up. Because I've had it. I've had it up to here. So I'm just gonna... Crossfire is on. Frame pacing is gonna be off, thank you very much. Tessellation is gonna be overridden to off. Now I get to deal with this pile of garbage. No, don't touch the X button as much as tempting as it is. That's unchained, thankfully. Apply. Close that pile of garbage before I accidentally break something. Not like I could actually break anything with it, but I'd probably be able to crash the computer, which wouldn't be too pleasant. So, start the render test. Don't want to see getting the right voltage. Nah, it's getting there. It's 1.287, that's enough. So now I get to run STRIX. Oh, 100% fan speed. How pleasant. On both cards, no less. It just doesn't get better. Wait, what? Am I getting that right? Is GPU 1... Okay then. It's not what I wanted to see, but I'll work with it. Oh, wait, I know what's going on. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. I thought the GTR and the STRIX was on top of the GTR, which... Wait. Oh. Wait, what the hell? Crossfire, why? Why would you do that? Why? So, for some reason, the primary card is not the one driving the display. Ta-da! Alright, so which card is this? Everything is broken. I really wish I had two of the same card, because then they'd have both the same BIOS, both the same settings, they would both interact with all the utilities the same way, and there wouldn't be any of, what the hell is this? So I have no idea what voltage the GTR is running at. And the only way to check is to run full screen. Perfect! That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, let's see. Start render. Yes. Can I alt-tab out? Yes, I can alt-tab out of it. So what voltage was that? 1.1. That's not enough. GPU tweak. Apply. Close. Oh wait, nope. I wanted that. Get out. Let's see what voltage. Still 1.1. What about the other one? Oh, it wasn't monitoring. Oh, great. So now I need two GPUs. Ah. Just never stops. Okay. Okay. Now if I check the voltages, this one's running 1.1. Yeah, I need to get the GTR to be primary somehow, or this is not going to work at all. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to apply. Test it again. Because I need to, I need to get the voltage up. I need to know what voltage I'm working with. Did it crash? Are you f***ing kidding me? Okay, no it didn't. Okay. Now it's running 1.13. What the hell? And this is running 1.468. Oh my... Oh. Okay, so cool news. Wait a minute. Am I getting my cards mixed up? I am, aren't I? I am so getting my cards mixed up. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay, so the cool news is, in my sleep-deprived rant and uncontrolled BIOS flash attack, I've managed to flash a GTR BIOS on the STRIX. So that means the Elmore BIOS I have on the GTR should work. And I've completely messed up which card is which. So the STRIX, well, the GTR just had 1.46 volts on it for a bit. Really, there has to be some way to... That was the nice thing about, like, the load indicator LEDs on Fury X's and stuff. You could figure out which card was primary and... Okay, so that changes a lot of things. Okay, well, I'm gonna go flash the properties. No. Copy. Paste. Edit. I don't care. 10. File. Save. And I do know there's keyboard shortcuts, but right now I just want to do everything one-handed, so I'm annoyed. Please manage to flash the STRIX. I am starting to suspect that the card I think is... Okay, so this is... What the hell? So the STRIX has the correct BIOS, but why can't I get... Okay, well... Screw it. I'm gonna move the cable from the GTR to the STRIX, flash the STRIX, and hopefully everything will go well from now. Fire up. Because evidently, yeah, I'll put both of them on the same BIOS and then work from there. That'll make my life a lot easier because I won't be trying to figure out which GPU I'm screwing with. Because I'll just screw with both of them at the same time. Yes, I realize that somebody like is yelling on the chat that you flashed the STRIX the first time. But the STRIX has a GTR BIOS on it. not the BIOS I want on it. And now we'll know for sure actually, so let's see. Yeah, it has the GTR BIOS on it. That's why I was so confused. If I would just read things. Okay, well, now it's a case of just flash that. Please. Thank you. What? Yeah, I do have a stock STRIX BIOS. I have 2 of them actually saved on the system. So, I'm not worried about not having the right BIOS for the STRIX. There we go. Now both cards will have the Elmore BIOS. Well, now they'll both have the BIOS I used on the water-cooled GTR stream. So now they they'll both behave the same. Both of them will go well beyond 1.4 volts. Not that I'll actually be using that, because they're on air cooling, so probably won't do anything. I will take them a bit past 1.3. If they still scale, then I might keep pushing, but I don't think they will. So now they both look identical. They're both going to look like they're ASUS cards, which is why I was so confused, because this, I accidentally flashed the GTR BIOS onto that. Well, a modded GTR BIOS onto that. Didn't notice that. This already had the ASUS BIOS. This was working fine. This one had the GTR BIOS, so I thought that they flipped around. It wasn't the case. Really, like, the proper way would probably, like, don't flash with two cards in the same system is probably the best advice I can give you right here. Just don't, because, you know. I mean, I've done it on Furies, and I didn't have any issues, and I did the same procedure here, and look at what happened, so. It's like, best idea is probably just not to flash on one system with multiple cards. Just keep swapping them out. Especially if you have, like, an overclocking motherboard, you have those PCIe switches, so it's not like it's super difficult. So now, if we go into GPU-Z, right, we look at this card. It says BuildZoid. Wait, what the hell? Verkpulse? Thank you. So, okay, so something exploded. I have no idea why. Stream seems to be working fine. Anyway, so here we have, you know, BZ plus Elmore, 255 watts. Yeah. What the hell? Oh, yeah, installation. There we go. I can't stand the icons being messed up. There we go. Yeah, and now they both have the same exact BIOS, even though they're different cards. So, that's good. So, wait. Okay, Radeon settings at least works. Tessellation off, crossfire on, power efficiency off, frame pacing off. Good. So that's all properly set up. Now I need to disable. No. Wait. There we go. Disable. There. Okay. Apply. Okay. Restart. Oh. It'll finally work. And I'll also tweak the power limit on both of the cards because they're both at 255 watts right now. By 255 amps. So they're going to be, well, the STRIX is going to be power limited. The GTR not really, but the STRIX will be, because the STRIX in the earlier in the stream I had that 300 watt BIOS on there and it was pulling 270. And that was just the GPU core. That's not the whole card. That was 270 going to the GPU core. So now do keep in mind that the current sensing methodology used for that is not super accurate, but it's reasonably accurate on the RX 480s because they don't actually use they use AMD's like internal new power sensing system built into the Polaris GPUs. So yeah. So first things first, where's GPU tweak? So now neither card has a voltage limit. Basically, I can push as much voltage through either of them as I want. The only problem is that right there. Like, why? What RX 480 on Earth would hit 1600 megahertz if you gave it 1.4 volts? Why is that a thing? Why does that even useless freaking program. I swear, like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in any app ever. Okay, so at this point, they should both run extra voltage. So I'll put, boop. Okay, so this one's at 1 point. I have no idea what's going on right now. Okay, wait. Back into GPU tweak, because I need to get both of the cards onto the same voltage. Okay, that's 1, 2. Oh, so everything else is synchronized, just not the voltages. How nice of you. Apply. So now we get, what do we get? Why is this one still reading consistently higher? Okay. Max. This one's reading 1.33, so this card, this one's working. This one, for some reason, isn't. Why isn't it applying properly? I mean, at this point, I should probably just opt to use something like VRM tool to communicate with the VRM directly, but and now the other one. So basically, I can't get both of them to work at the same time. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Yep. Oh no, this one's still broken, and this one's still working. Okay. Alternative method. Alright, it's broken on this one. Damn it. Damn it all to hell. Okay, GPU tweak, come back. We're gonna reset your... Yeah, okay. Default. Default everything. Thank you very much. That's running stock. Seems to be running stock. I'm just going to do the render test again to check that the voltages are stock. Wait, what's this? It's like 1 point something. Well, actually, now I have no idea. I need to... Okay, wait. There's a... Wait. No, there's a... Where is it? There's a setting to wipe it. Okay, whatever. I'll just reopen it twice. Okay, now both seem to be right about the... So max voltage here is 1.0... Yeah, okay. 1.08 on both cards. Good. Good. So now I'll just do plus 200. Settings. Card 2. Plus 200. Apply. Fixed. Now, back to the GPU Z test. This is so tedious. Max. Max. Start render test. So this one's getting, okay, they're both getting 1.28. I want more, but if I start, like, GPU tweak is just completely broken for Crossfire, evidently, so that's not going to go anywhere. I'm gonna try one thing that worked on the older version of STRIX, but I'm not sure if it works on the new version. Ah, that's the right version. So, hex editor, and this used to work. I can't remember if it doesn't work any longer. VDDC. Okay, wait. EG? Oh wait, I think I found it. MVDDC disabled equals 1. Nope. I'd like that if that would be enabled. I don't know how you'd be able to actually access those voltages. Cancel. I'll put that dot back. Wait, nope. That's a dumb idea. There. More importantly, 5. I don't need negative range. 5. Let's see. This should work at this point. Oh yeah! Oh, burn! Do you see that, ladies and gentlemen? That's burn your house down settings right there. Okay, well, I don't actually know if it'll apply, but I am very happy that it works. Oh, yeah. No more stupid GPU tweak. And this is why I always use STRIX. Okay. So, I think, due to like having multiple STRIX instances open and everything, I think it glitched out for a little bit. Yep, okay, wait. Unpin that version, pin this version. I still need to check if the voltages are actually applying properly. You know what, I'll just open a third GPU-Z window for the actual start render test. So they're both on different cards right now. So, first things first, card 1. I want plus 220. Card 2. Plus 220. Apply. And let's test. So what was max voltage? Max was 1.3, 1.3. So both are at 1.3 right now. So 250 apply. I'm so happy that these cards have good VRMs. Oh man. This is just like... The shirt does it. That's all you gotta do. Find a way to raise VCore. VCore is life. Unless you're a crappy VRM. Then VCore is death. Oh man. This is gonna be good. And now it's gonna crash on me. Nope. 1.35, 1.35. I think it's time to run up some benchmarks. Wait a minute, the power limit on these sucks. Do I really want to burn my... It's probably only going to be short-term peaks anyway. Screw it, I'm just going to slam it to plus 50. And the other card... Which one? This one, also plus 50. Now they're both maxed out. Time to dial in 1450 core clock. For both of them. I love it when things actually start working. What time is it anyway? It's only 9 o'clock. It's good. It's good. So unfortunately, not like one of the STRIX can't go above 2180. On the memory, but it's not a really big deal. Oh man, I am going to blow away the current Crossfire scores. It's not even going to be like one-sided slaughter incoming. There we go. So now both cards are properly set up for maximum damage. You know what? I really want to see how much power this draws. I'm going to set that to max. Max. Do remember tessellation and all of that stuff is off right now. And I do have a current meter on the 240. Fire coming out of it. It hasn't even started the benchmark. Here we go. You're going to have to put up with this area for a little bit. Oh, it crashed like instantly, didn't it? Damn it! Oh well, that's the capture card's output side screwing this up. I'll try fix that. Please work. There we go. Didn't have to break everything. Display driver stopped responding and then recovered. Well, my mouse stopped responding. Everything stopped responding. Wait. Yeah. Okay, I'll just reset it. So maybe after I just got it working, I should have taken things a little bit slower. Little bit slower. But I'm pretty sure that at this point, just a case of working through the procedure. And now it's actually getting like really warm in here, so I'll actually open a window. I don't even need to turn on the heating. Run two RX 480s. I'm not actually sure what happened there. I think it just crashed. At least that's what it looked like. So I'm gonna run it at lower memory clock. First things first, I'm not gonna slam it with voltage either. I mean, just because it passed GPU-Z render test doesn't mean that it'll actually pass benchmarks. So I'll run it at first plus 200 on both cards. Why does this randomly just decide that it's gonna open up automatically on its own? Screw yourself, GPU tweak. Anyway. So I'm not going to run so much voltage right off of the bat. I'm kind of suspecting that it might not be completely stable. What else is there? Memory clock. Yeah, I'm going to start out at 2000 initially because, yeah. It's not because the card has some extra aggressive timings. It's just in case. And I'm going to start them at like 1320 initially. Yeah, work it up slower. A lot slower. That's going to be one card. And actually, for now, I'll just have synchronize. Apply. Since it should be in synchronized mode, let's see. Yeah, they're both synchronized. Are the voltages synchronized? Looks like it. Goody. Let's rock and roll. Please don't crash again. There we go. Oh, we're getting like 120 FPS now. Man, but all that effort it took with the BIOSes. Mostly because I was rushing it. And wasn't paying enough attention, but oh my god. Works! And also I got STRIX to work with really high voltage, so I never have to touch GPU tweak again. You know, I was considering that maybe in the future, like, not right now, but maybe what I'll do one day is rearrange the room a little bit. So, like, move the couch, and then put this on one of the sort of small tables I have around. Put this bench rig on one of the small tables, and put it right next to the window so that it gets, like, fresh air to run on. But I'm not going to do that right now. Can't be bothered. This thing's too heavy. That's my excuse. That's not a very good excuse, but I'll use it. I mean, right now, so somebody asked what's the power draw right now. It's probably not going to be that impressive. I'll wait for the combined test to come on, but it's not going to be anything too extreme right now because the cards aren't running completely maxed out. I mean, they're only on plus 50 by 1320, so they're pretty, you know, tame compared to the 200 plus watts they start doing once you push them into the 1400s. Is this at 1080p? Yeah, this benchmark is at 1080p. The CPU in the system is a 6950X doing 4.3 gigahertz. So right now, it's pulling about 2.7 amps from the wall. So 240 times 2.7. It's not really that bad. It's nowhere near as bad as 3-Way Fury X, where I was actually managing to trip the power limit on the power supply. And I have a the power supply in this system is a 1600 watt EVGA. And I am going to keep butchering EVGA. Oh boy. Okay, I got a ways to go. Let's see. So, I need to pick up like 3,000 more points on GPU test. So, this is the score I'm trying to beat. I'm going to post it in the chat for you all. That's the score to beat. And right now I have 21.5K. So, I'm pretty far off from doing that. But I have a lot of available voltage. So, there we go. 1370 for the win. And I am just unnecessarily cramming extra VCore onto the cards just to be sure that they don't crash. But I actually wonder if they maybe crashed at the... Yeah, so right now they're doing 3 amps in this test. Yeah. So that's 240, that's 600, and... No, that's like 720... Holy crap, that's a lot of power. A lot of that's going to be the 5960X and... Well, not the rest of the motherboard. There's not really much there. Yeah, 720 watts of power draw right now with 2 RX 480s. That's called power efficiency. At least it's nice and warm. Yay. And I'm not even getting started. That voltage slider has a lot further to go before I consider this done. The impressive thing is that in the small burst I get to see of STRIX, the cards don't seem to be getting that hot. So I'm happy with that. Here comes the big hot... Actually, I think GT1 might be actually heavier than the combined test for power draw. Yeah, it's still under 3 amps on this one. Oh no, there, went over 3. So basically GT1 and the combined tests are more or less the same in terms of power draw. Give me my score! This sucks. What the hell is this? And try more memory clock, because, you know, the thing about just cranking up core clock is, especially on a 256-bit bus like what the RX 480 has, I'm pretty sure that you get steadily more and more memory bottlenecked. So hopefully this will give a decent chunk of FPS. I forgot how to English. Hopefully, giving it more memory clock will lead to a bigger increase in score. Let's run that. Hopefully it won't crash. No, how I wish I could put both of the cards on LN2. And also how unfortunate that would be for me. Like, handling one card on LN2 is hard. Handling 2 of them is worse, for obvious reasons. Though I do one day really, really want to get a chance to run a 4-way LN2 setup. Even if it doesn't get any good scores, just making it finish one run of 3D Mark would keep me happy. You know what? I think I'm going to cut this before it goes through physics and the combined test and just run through the GTs quickly so that I can see how far I can max out the core clocks. Because I still don't think it's going to score high enough for it to be submission worthy. There we go. Give me scores. 29k, and I need to break 31k. Alright, what is he doing it with? 1452 by 2. Oh, that's a problem. I can't get the. There's no way the memory's going that high. Well, let's go for 1390. Somebody asked, what are my thoughts on Vega and Ryzen? Ryzen, I pretty much know what to expect, and I'm excited because Ryzen will probably end up replacing my this machine right here. And I'm super excited because it will, if you want to benchmark 3D Mark right now, you need at least a 5960X. And with what I know about Ryzen, it looks like you'll be able to run a Ryzen 8 core instead of a 5960X if you want to do 3D Mark. Somewhat competitively. You'll obviously not get any world records because the 6950X is a 10 core, but it's not like the current situation where if you don't have an 8-core Intel CPU, you're kind of screwed trying to do 3D Mark. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy about it in terms of that. And then in terms of, say, daily usage, it's 8 cores on the cheap. What more? If you stream, then it's good for you. If you render, it's good for you. If you just want more cores because more cores, then it's good for you. And the other thing is with Ryzen, I expect the 4 cores and the cut down chips to be a lot cheaper than the Intel equivalents. So I'm excited for that. As for Vega, I have no information on it. So I'm optimistic because so far it looks like Vega is just a case of they fixed everything wrong with the Fury X. And there's a lot of broken stuff on the Fury X, which if you got a Fury X to, first of all, if the memory controller wasn't whatever the hell it is on the Fury X, because theoretically, HBM overclocking shouldn't do anything on a Fury X because you should have plenty of bandwidth. Except for the fact that overclocking HBM on a Fury X is one of the best ways to get more performance out of the damn things, which, shouldn't be. The other thing is, if they can fix the memory stuff, that's a huge boost in performance right there. And then if they can clock it higher, that's a win in my book. But I don't have any idea of how it'll perform, so, yeah. Regular Fury is still build Zoid. No, the issues I'm talking about on the Furies is just it's a fundamental flaw of their design. Okay, they're fine gaming cards, but as an overclocker, I don't like them because they have weird issues that Polaris doesn't have. That nothing before the Fury X's doesn't have. Everything else before the Fury X's doesn't have those issues either. It's only the Fury X and the Furies that have that issue, where AMD was playing with the new power management stuff, which leads to some funky stuff happening to performance as you raise voltage. And then the other stuff is, and then the other issue is the HBM controller seems to be it's a brand new HBM controller, and it's, the first HBM controller ever, really. And it kind of sucks at doing its job. So it's a good card, especially in terms of performance. Yeah, it outperforms a 480, it outperforms, you know, a lot of things. But, and I even have a crapload of Furies. I have a Fury from XFX, I have a Sapphire Fury, I have 3 Fury X's, one of which doesn't work. So it's not like I dislike the Fury series, it's just like they're glitchy, they're buggy. It's like, they could be so much better if everything wrong with them was fixed. And I feel like Vega will be exactly that. It'll be like HBM, except not Prototype Edition. So, yeah. Sort of like X99, except X99 is infuriating, whereas the Furies are just kind of sad. X99 doesn't work. So that passed, 29. Okay, yeah, it looks like this is bottlenecked. Also, I'll slam the power limit. Apply, benchmarks, run. What's wrong with X99, somebody asked. So early X99 motherboards, we're talking like Rampage 5 Extreme, well, basically everything, would drop memory channels. You were overclocking the RAM and you would boot into the OS and half of your memory is missing, right? And then you'd restart the system and suddenly all your memory's back. You'd restart the system again and suddenly you only have 1 stick of memory. You restart the system and it doesn't boot. And then you restart the system and it does boot. And it's like, it's really, really inconsistent. It's just a massive pain to work with when overclocking. Because it's like you set up some settings, right? And you expect them to work every single time you try to run them, except they don't, because X99. The other issue I have with X99 is, well, pretty much that. It's just like weird issues like that all over the place. It's also horrifically power hungry and expensive. It's really way too expensive for all the issues it has. Also, then there's like the other thing is on everything but like the ASUS boards, at least for early X99, you couldn't do any cache overclocking because there was a few voltage, like the whole OC socket thing from ASUS. The OC socket basically supplies a few extra voltages to the CPU, which lead to you being able to overclock the cache properly on X99. And that took several months for all the other motherboard manufacturers to catch up to. Oh, and then on Broadwell, cache overclocking is broken again. It doesn't overclock at all again. So, yeah. The sad thing is, Ryzen isn't going to replace X99 for world records. It's just going to make a good alternative for daily usage, in my opinion. There we go, 30K and a half. Still got a ways to go, though. Because, like, at this point, I think I would probably beat the 23.8K overall score, just on the basis of having such, 26K physics versus 21K physics. But that feels like a kind of a cheap move. So I'm going to break that score the hard way by literally just pummeling my way through it. I'm going to scale back the memory clock just a tad. Benchmarks, run. I wonder how much power it's burning now. Oh, it's doing 3.3 amps. Oh, the poor power-efficient Polaris cards. Now you know why they put such ridiculous heat sinks on them. And why this thing, okay, this is what AMD shipped as the stock heatsink. This is a freaking joke. This is a heatsink. This is completely inadequate for the RX 480. I have no idea why they ever thought shipping it with this was okay. if you compare, and this is not even like, this is just, compared to other blower coolers from AMD, this is a disaster. Because on like 5870, 4870, 5850, those cards all have heat pipes going through this thing, as well as bigger, longer fin stacks to about sort of there. So you get more surface area and better heat transfer through it. And then on things like the HD 7970s, those things had vapor chambers under that. So it's just like, that's a freaking joke. I mean, I get it that Polaris has a stock TDP of 110 watts, but if you just gave us a bigger heatsink, we could burn 200 for close to Fury performance. Alright, what the hell? Why is the clock at 1380? Score pulse. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the core clock. I must have, like, tapped it too hard or something? Yeah. You know what the annoying thing about live streaming is? The delay between the chat and... No, between my feed and the chat. It's like you're responding to something I often already realized. At least the heatsinks are, like, doing actually pretty damn well for air cooling. So I wonder why it crashed when I ran it at plus 250. Because I'm almost at that same voltage level at this point. 36. Still need like 300 more, 400 more points. Well, that's not gonna run. There's no way that's gonna run. Let's try that. No, the power limit shouldn't be an issue right now because I'm running the power slider maxed out. So that's 255 times 1.5, so that's what, like 370 watts power limit right now? Uh... Somebody asked about thermal pads for the GTR and in what places. Honestly, the GTR's like the core voltage VRM is so overkill that like you don't have to worry about it at all, as far as I'm concerned. And the other VRMs, they're not important enough, in my opinion. And the other thing is, I don't know where you'd exactly like. Oh, there we go, 31K. I'm not gonna stop there though. That'd be lame. You know what? I'm gonna stop taking questions from now and just focus on getting the scores. 1440. That should pass. And this time I'll do a full pass. So, first I'll break the old score, and then I will proceed to grind it into dust. How about that? Because I think with how much voltage I can push through the cards, I might be able to get them just under 1500 at this point. Also, after this run finishes, somebody asked about temperatures. I'll get temperatures. No, we don't use the force here. We use the voltage. Well, the voltage slider. Somebody asked why am I not using an on-screen display? Because any kind of overlays and monitoring software eats into 3D Mark scores, ever so slightly. So... You know, the 6950X just feels like cheating every time I use it. Also, Jumper 118, did you have modded memory timings on your score? Because I think I might actually be outscoring, like, have more memory efficiency than you do. Yup. What the hell? Why is my combined so freaking low? What the hell? Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart this. save. And we'll see if restarting the system brings the scores back. I'm gonna get 23k. That's not real. Well, you know what? Let's see. I can probably push 25k if I try hard enough. So what the hell happened? Card 1, card 2, both are good. Give points, please. Run. Are you kidding me? You just managed to crash? Oh. Oh yeah, that would explain things. I did not realize it did not save the voltage. Okay, wait. Does it actually... Card 1, card 2, card... This time it'll work. I wish I could just skip the tests I know the scores for. I want to see if combined got fixed. Oh, come on! That was the end! That was the end of that stage! Oh. Hopefully... Okay, wait. It dead. I don't get support from OC UK at all. Shut up. I get it that you don't like being taped up, but seriously, don't buzz at me. Ah, stupid fan. Oh, wait. There. Silence has been achieved. This time, I'll break it. This is the most infuriating part of... Well, not infuriating. This is like that part of overclocking. It's like, you know you're almost there, but it's just not working. What? No, that's the taped up fan. A bit of the tape is catching on some of the fan blades. And taped up fan is this one right here, which blows between the two cards, and it's taped up so it doesn't blow into the fin stacks. Sort of like what you'll see on a lot of PSUs. Like, if you've ever looked into a lot of PSUs, they'll have like a bit of plastic blocking half the fan to get the airflow to go from one end of the PSU to the back. I just need to pass GT1. If GT1 passes, everything will be good. I mean, 2. Just gotta pass this one. Please, please, do it. Or I'll take a screwdriver to both of you. Power limit on both cards is 255 watts, but with the power slider at plus 50%, it's of course about 375. 380? Something like that. It's sort of just under 400 watts, so yeah. I need to buy more water blocks. And I need to make the... No, I need to try ask for more water blocks, maybe buy more water blocks. And then just overall upgrade the water cooling loop. It'd be really nice if it supported 2 GPUs instead of just 1. Also, if I, like, with the 6950X, putting a GPU on there is... It's less than ideal. Why am I still getting so low FPS in combined? The hell? Yeah, I'm just not gonna ever... Okay, let's see. I am using 1611.2 versus that score is 1611.4. Drivers. That should not be the cause of my problems. Not far, though. Ugh, that combined score. What is wrong with it? Combined. What the hell? Well, CPU clock for the whole thing was 4.3 gigahertz. I checked, like, with Firestrike's, like, detailed graph, it has 4.3 just straight line. Why is combined underperforming so much? You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Firestrike is not reading the CPU clock correctly at all. The CPU is hard locked at 4.3 gigahertz. And Firestrike can't even read GPU speeds. It could be that I'm using the old version of Firestrike. Maybe. No, it's getting the same FPS again. What the hell? Eh. No, damn it, I wanted to get in the BIOS. I wonder if this is, because this is scoring almost as good as my Furies, and this is, like, I've used this OS setup everywhere for ages and ages and ages, so I wonder if my combined is just always this low. That's not entirely impossible. Nope. It's... It literally looks like I have a GPU bottleneck. How the hell? Not the driver, though. Because I... Oh, wait, that's 10. No. Damn it. the hell? I've benched Windows. Okay. Wait, no. Let's see, I'll try get a tad more core clock on this. There's a reason why I use 7 for all my 3D, well, why I use 7 everywhere. It's because when I was testing 7 against Win 10, Windows 10 always, like, the physics score on Windows 10 always sucks. Like, it literally loses like 1,000 points just by going to Windows 10, so. Okay, I'll try stock clocks. Could the fan please shut up? Oh my god. What the hell is with that one? Oh well.